You need to do Adam's line. You look in the camera and say, "Hello, ladies."
Is that really Adam's line? Hello, ladies.
I'm Gabe. This is Jonathan. And this is Seth. We're going to see The Dark Knight Rises. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little concerned about this movie. I mean, who is this Christopher Nolan guy?
Oh, yeah.
You don't put an unknown in charge of a big franchise like Batman.
Yeah, I've never heard of him at all.
Christopher Nolan's never done me wrong. When Insomnia is your worst movie, you know that you're doing pretty well.
Yeah, you're not doing too
seriously.
bad.
Well, I'm a huge Inception fan. Not many people like Inception as much
I really
as
liked
do.
it too.
No, only 95% of the people on IMDb.
Well, none of the people I hang out with anyway.
I feel like a lot of people just saw that as like a big Hollywood thing and didn't really get into what it was actually about. A lot of people I talked to just kind of blow it off as the next big movie, but there was a lot more going on in it than that.
It was a big Hollywood movie,
Yeah,
but it
totally.
was a good big Hollywood movie.
Had a lot of depth to it.
And most importantly, in my book, an original story.
You know what I don't get, though? I've seen the trailer for The Dark Knight Rises.
I have not, for the record.
No spoilers, no spoilers. After The Dark Knight came out, half of the world was like, what is the deal with Christian Bale's like this forever is the Batman voice? And they kept it for this movie. He still sounds like Clint Eastwood in The Grizzly Bear, just, you know.
That is one of the things that bothers me the most about it. That's one of the reasons I really don't like Christian Bale's Batman.
Exactly.
You know what I like about it? I like it because it's Christopher Nolan saying, "F you, I like my Batman this way."
You didn't have to change it completely, just tone it down a little
seriously.
bit. There's this one line in the trailer, it's like, oh God, really?
It's almost like he upped it a little bit for this movie.
Going back to The Dark Knight and to Batman Begins, I recently rewatched them, and I hadn't for a long time. I hadn't watched Batman Begins since I think right after I bought it, and then it had been a while since
That statement doesn't work. I watched it like since last time I bought it, but we have no idea when you bought it.
I bought it right after it came out.
Okay, right after it came out. That gives us like some kind of frame of reference.
Okay. I'm sorry. I assumed that would be self-explanatory. But you know, you're right. The people watching don't necessarily know me and know that I always buy my favorite movies as soon as they come out on DVD.
All right, continuing the story.
So right after it came out was the last time I watched it. I watched it like 2 times after I bought it, and that was it. And then I went back just maybe 5 months ago, maybe less, and rewatched him. And I gotta say, for me, the only reason Batman Begins exists anymore is to justify The Dark Knight, because The Dark Knight is the movie I wanted, and I could live the whole rest of my life and never watch Batman Begins again and be fine with it.
I just watched Batman Begins a couple weeks ago too, and I have to disagree. I love that movie. I love how Christopher Nolan, it's always been kind of hokey Batman for a while, but he really took it and showed that Batman wanted to be Batman. You know, everybody said that he's just a superhero because he's got a bunch of money, but Christopher Nolan really showed that there was an immense darkness in there that made him want to be Batman. I'm with the money.
I'm not arguing that it's not a good movie. It's a good movie. I just got no use for it anymore because The Dark Knight was such a better movie by so many orders of magnitude.
I don't know, dude.
It's
Cillian Murphy was
like
a pretty good bad guy.
He was.
Awesome.
He was. And Liam Neeson was good as Ra's al Ghul, and everything about the movie was good, but ultimately, it's like once you've gone to the big city, you can't go back to the farm, man. And The Dark Knight is the big city. The Dark Knight was the movie that counted, and I can't go back. I'm afraid at this point to go back and watch Tim Burton's Batman and Batman Returns, because as much as I loved them, after The Dark Knight, I'm afraid that they're going to suck. I bought them when they came out on Blu-ray and have not even broken the plastic seal because I'm so afraid to watch them.
Just watch Batman Forever or Batman and Robin, and then they will look awesome. No matter what.
Any Joel Schumacher Batman movie.
Oh.
And actually, we've seen Bane in one of Joel Schumacher's Batman, but he was like a Bane smash.
That is exactly the reason I was so shocked when Seth said, because like I said, I didn't watch the preview. Seth told me that Bane was the bad guy, and I was like, wait, you mean that Bane? Roid Rage Bane?
What is the name of the big Bane saga in the comic books that is so
would I know? I have never read a Batman comic that wasn't written by Frank Miller.
It was written by Frank Miller.
was
I'm
it?
not going to make that statement. I think it was written by Frank Miller. The series with Bane is incredibly popular. Bane was supposed to be smart. Bane was an incredible villain. I mean, just the character was incredible. From what little I read of it. Now we have Tom Hardy playing Bane.
Tom Hardy
who
is awesome.
As I've said before, if you go and watch my Bronson review, 20 years from now, people are going to look back at him like Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. Ideally, he won't make the horrible career choices that they made later in life.
On such a good track right now. The rock and roll.
He's
Tom
just
Hardy
incredible.
is a boss.
Yeah,
I
he's
love
amazing.
Tom Hardy. I will watch anything Tom Hardy's in.
I can't think of a single bad movie that he's in. Can you think of a single bad movie that
No.
he's in?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Star Trek Nemesis.
Oh, yeah, that's
Star
true.
Trek
He was in
Nemesis.
Star Trek.
I didn't even watch that.
Well, he was, what, like 18 in that
You
movie?
cannot blame him, though. He was a teenager, and teenagers are there to make bad
In a
decisions.
Star Trek movie, he was probably so stoked about that.
Who wouldn't be?
Yeah.
You can't blame
He
him.
gets to,
Yeah.
he plays the lead villain, too.
Yeah.
The lead villain in a Star Trek
You can
movie.
see him thinking, I am Khan.
Honestly, he wasn't terrible. I mean,
I don't remember.
Crazy.
That movie was so awful, I blocked it
I
out.
actually watched it again recently just because he was in it.
I'm actually really curious about, what's her name, the actress who plays Catwoman.
Anne
Anne
Hathaway.
Yeah, I'm really curious how she's going to do.
I'm not curious about Anne Hathaway. I'm kind of
Yeah.
disappointed that Anne Hathaway is in this.
So am I, which is why I'm really curious.
I'm not psyched about her, but it's not like she's a terrible actress.
No, she's good at what she does. Just up until recently, she's been more of a child's actress than anything.
But I will say this, given Nolan's track record, I trust him with her.
That's actually not the case because Katie Holmes was not very good in Batman Begins.
Katie Holmes is just
And-
awful. You can't do anything with
And
Katie
Maggie
Holmes.
Gyllenhaal was not very good in The Dark Knight either.
Oh, I disagree completely. I love Maggie
Yeah,
Gyllenhaal.
Maggie Gyllenhaal was great.
I loved her.
I did not.
I thought she was great. I thought she was perfectly cast. I was shocked that they found somebody who was as aesthetically similar to Katie Holmes as Maggie Gyllenhaal was in that movie. It looked like they could have been cousins or something like that.
I don't remember. Was she playing the same character
Yeah.
in that
Yeah,
movie?
she was playing the
Okay.
same character. All right. I think we
All
got
right.
it going.
So, click the annotations bar down below to go to our channel. Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Links in the description. And we'll see you Wednesday with our review of The Dark Knight Rises.